You clearly got something to say about that.
Chill. You my boy, chill. But I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna put your ass on the docket for this because everybody need to hear this. Chill. Was he? But let's be honest. At that time, was Pau Gasol? And you said when he was going to the finals with Kobe, was he better than Kevin Garnett?
We already got the four guys.
No. We already had the four guys. No. I'm asking you. Do you think he was better than Kevin Garnett?
He wasn't better than Garnett. No.
He was better than Tim Duncan.
No.
Do you think he was better than Dirk Nowitzki?
No.
Do you think he was better than Amare Stoudemire, who was averaging 25 and 10 with Phoenix?
That's where it's getting tricky. That right there is where it's getting tricky right there.
What?
And the reason why it's getting tricky there is because I'm thinking about a guy in Amare Stoudemire who was basically the number one option on that team. All right, he was the number one option. I'm not fighting that. Pau Gasol being the number two option on a championship team, as opposed to Amare Stoudemire being the number one option on a championship contender. So when I think about Pau Gasol when he was in Memphis, Pau Gasol was 20 plus a game. Not only was he 20 plus a game, and this was in Memphis, he tailored his game and he scaled his game back to play with Bryant. So
but he scaled his game back. He couldn't win a playoff game.
No, he could not win a playoff game.
Never won a playoff game.
That's a fact. He didn't win a playoff game. But with that also being said, neither did Amare Stoudemire. What are you talking
about? Amare Stoudemire, hold on. He was the best player on the Phoenix Suns. We know that. Okay. And they won. They go to the Western Conference Finals and was a game away from the NBA Finals before they got cheated by the Phoenix Suns? Am I right or wrong, Ron?
I think Mars has something to say about Amare being the best player on that team.
If you think he's better than Steve Nash.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because we're talking about a two-time league MVP. I'm not sure.
Everybody said Steve Nash stole the MVP that second year.
Well, I'm not everybody, so I don't know why you even said that.
Yeah, and I don't think he stole it neither. I do not think he stole it.
Hold on. So now this is the extra cap. You think that Steve Nash should have won the MVP over Shaq that year?
In 2004,
that wasn't the second year. That was the first year. But
that was the first year.
The second one he won. I ain't talking about the first one. I'm talking about the second one.
The second one, Shaq wasn't even in the running.
Well, not only that, but that was in the 05-06 season.
Shaq said he stole it from him.
In the first one,
even though it was the one Shaq came second. 06
no, my bad. Kobe should have won the second one. My bad. Kobe should have won the second one, in my opinion.
Okay, even if you think Kobe should have won or you think someone else should have won, the fact of the matter is Steve Nash was a candidate for MVP. Amare Stoudemire wasn't. So they were on the same team. Even though Amare was hurt in 06, in 05 he wasn't a candidate. 07 he wasn't a candidate. So that would, like, even based on that, you would still say Steve Nash.
So okay, so let's go to Mars. No, Mars. So Mars, you'll say right here, you think at that time that Pau Gasol individually was better than Amare Stoudemire.
I mean, I'm gonna take Pau Gasol for the simple fact
that Amare Stoudemire. I ain't asked you that. I didn't ask you that, boy.
I wasn't. I'm answering the question.
No. I did not ask you that.
Pau Gasol was better than Amare Stoudemire. Yes, Pau Gasol was better than Amare Stoudemire. I was explaining the answer. And I was explaining the answer. Yes, I said yes.
You a goddamn. Hey, go ahead, chill town, man.
Well, she's gonna let me explain. Maybe
go ahead.
The reason why I'm taking,
I want to hear your top five at that time too. But
the reason why I'm taking Pau Gasol is because if anyone remembers those Phoenix Suns teams and the issues they had defensively, Amare Stoudemire was, of any star big man, he was by far the worst defensive big man of anyone you could name. Think of any star big at that time. Amare Stoudemire was by far the worst defensively,
and it's not close, Mars. Like when you say by far, it's not close. It's a sizable gap.
Think of Karl Anthony Towns of the 2000s. That's where we're going with Amare Stoudemire defensively. So you can talk about Amare Stoudemire averaging the 25, playing next to the best playmaker in the NBA, but averaging those 25 points. When we think about both sides of the ball for a big and how important that is, and the fact that Amare Stoudemire didn't provide much value outside of scoring the ball, which he did at a very high clip. And Pau Gasol was a great post player. He was a very good rebounder. He could play better defense than Amare Stoudemire. And I'd say he was a better passer than Amare Stoudemire.
Pau Gasol was no all-time great defender. He got killed by KG.
I never said. I don't recall saying Pau Gasol was all-time great.
Right, hold on. Tell me the gap between him and Amare. The gap between him and Amare defensively wasn't like that. Amare was a better rebounder. Amare was a better shot blocker. Amare Stoudemire was a better scorer. Cut it out. He's the fact. Amare Stoudemire was a better scorer. He was a better rebounder. He was a better shot blocker. Look it up.
No. So before we go any further in this conversation, Ticket, just so you know, Amare Stoudemire being the athlete that he is, The athlete that he was during that time, the phenomenal athlete that he was. And even though Steve Nash was responsible, this is why he won the league MVP. He was responsible for almost 50% of that Phoenix team's offense. These are how many years Amare Stoudemire averaged double-digit rebounds. These are how many years? 0.
He averaged that year.
He was never.
About?
No, he did not. He never averaged double-digit rebounds at no point in his career. You can pull it up. You can pull it up whenever you want. Pull it up right now. The most rebounds he ever averaged in his career was 9.6. He never averaged double-digit rebounds for his career. Pau Gasol on that Laker team when they were winning NBA championships, he was almost a 20-10 guy. Not only was he almost a 20-10 guy, if I'm not mistaken, in Game 7 of the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics, he went almost 20-20 in that.
Hold on. We talking about 2010, right?
In that particular game, he went almost 20.
Okay, hold on. We talking about 2010, right?
Yeah.
Okay, in 2010, Amare Stoudemire averaged 25.3 points and 8.2 rebounds.
Never averaged double-figure rebounds. Never, not 1 point.
No, wait, hold on. In 2010, Pau Gasol, who was riding Kobe coattails to the finals because he couldn't win a playoff game without him. That's fact. He could not win a playoff game without him.
Correct.
Those are facts, right?
Correct.
In 2010, Pau Gasol was averaging 18.8 points and 10.2 rebounds.
Mm-hmm. And the year before that,
Amare was averaging 7. The year before that, he averaged 18.3 with the Lakers.
And 11 boards.
11. Okay, hold on.
And 11 boards.
Hold on. But what I'm saying to you is that. Hold on. What I'm saying to you, all I'm saying to you is, brother, all I'm saying to you is this. Y'all acting like Pau Gasol. Pau Gasol never had a season in those years where he was. The last time he averaged 20 was in Memphis. He didn't average 20 throughout his whole Lakers career. Right. Amare Stoudemire was giving you 25, 20 all through that time. Stat was giving. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Get. I'm sorry. Keep going. Stat was giving us what? Keep going. I'm sorry.
No, he was giving you 24, 25, 20, 24, 23, 25, all those years.
Yes, he was. Now, with that also being said, Ticket, you got to take under consideration that he's also playing with the best distributor in the game at that point. The
Pau Gasol was playing with the best player in the game.
And you know what he wasn't playing with? He wasn't playing with the best passer. So a lot of Pau Gasol's offense came within the offense. It wasn't because Bryant was getting him involved like Nash was getting Amare Stoudemire involved. What? In fact,
Kobe Bryant was driving Pau Gasol. What are you talking about?
In fact, that Phoenix offense, the 8 seconds or less, that offense was based solely on tempo and just getting guys out in the open floor. When they
Kobe Bryant was driving Pau Gasol, and Amare Stoudemire destroyed Pau Gasol. Why he was on the Lakers? He demolished this dude. He was giving this man 45, 40, and 47 in the series. Cut it out.
I never heard that. Never.
Come on. Even before the end, Amare Stoudemire was murdering this dude when he was in Memphis. Amare Stoudemire was murdering Pau Gasol through their whole tenure. You can find one person that will tell you that they thought, outside of you two bozos, that they thought that Pau Gasol was better than Amare Stoudemire. I dare Ron, you bring 15 NBA players on here, and they'll all tell you guys are drunk saying this foolishness, man.
No, absolutely not, Ticket. And like I just said, if I got a guy on a championship team, because basically what he was doing the same thing that Tim Duncan was doing, 18 and 11. But the gravity of what Gasol was doing, as opposed to what Amare Stoudemire doing, is completely different. You talking about Amare Stoudemire? Okay. So I'm
gonna ask you a question. Amare Stoudemire went and averaged 25 without Steve Nash. So y'all using this Steve Nash thing, right? Now watch this. I'm gonna say this again, bro. Pau Gasol's whole career fell off a cliff completely. Amare Stoudemire still had great years until he got hurt.
He had that 1 year with the Knicks. That was
Hold on.
He had that 1 year.
That was a monster year, though. Melo came.
Absolutely. I'm not going to fight that. That part I'm not going to fight. I will not fight that, Ron.
Ridiculous.
He actually there was a stretch during the season where he was in the league MVP conversation.
No doubt about that. He wasn't in it. He was number one.
He was in the league MVP conversation, and then he went the other way. No doubt about that. However, Pau Gasol was consistently an all-league, an all NBA performer throughout his tenure with Kobe Bryant and making the All-Star team. Now, once again,
that wasn't Amare Stoudemire didn't make All NBA
after that Knicks tenure.
No, I'm saying with Steve Nash. Amare Stoudemire wasn't All NBA.
Well, not only was he All NBA, he was first team All NBA. Him and Steve
Nash. Hold on. That's what I'm saying to you.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, hold on. All I'm saying is, my brother, based off your argument,
Right.
Amare Stoudemire was a 5-time All-NBA performer.
Correct.
From no argument. And that very time we talking about,
In
Stoudemire was murdering Pau Gasol.
2009, 2010.
Come on. Amare dismantled Pau Gasol. In 2010, when the Lakers won the chip, Amare was averaging 25. But hold on. Once again, when they played the year before that, Amare Stoudemire murdered this dude, bro. I'm talking about, and then not only that, Kevin Garnett raped them he raped them in the NBA Finals. In the first finals they went to. He destroyed this dude. Kobe Bryant put the battery in that man back, and you know it, Chilltown.
That's what I'm not fighting. Whoa. Stop right there. Whoa. Stop talking to me like Pau Gasol was just nothing before he got with Kobe Bryant.
So why he didn't win a playoff game? Hold on. Why he didn't win a playoff game? Why he couldn't win a game?
The reason why he couldn't win a game because number one, that Memphis team was inferior. That's number one.
You damn lie. Do you know who they had? This dude's a liar. Bro, do you know who had on Memphis team?
Yeah, Ticket. We need to hear this.
Hold on. Chilltown. The one thing you can't do is I told you again, bro. You can't go to church telling these damn lies, man.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Ask for forgiveness right now, man.
Oh my God.
This man. That is wrong, bro. Ask for forgiveness, man. Ask for forgiveness, bro.
I'm listening.
Bro,
I'm listening.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you who he had. Who he had. The year before he left, he had Rudy Gay, that was younger, coming out of the University of UConn. He was a monster. He had Chucky Atkins, who was averaging 13.2. He had Mike Miller, that was averaging 18.5 in his prime. He had Hakeem Ward, that was giving him 12.7. They had Damon Stoudemire coming off the bench. Dante Jones coming off the bench. They had Eddie Jones coming off the bench. Hold on. They had Stroman Swift on that team. Cut the cap. Hold on. Let me go before this, right? Let me go before this. And he couldn't even get a win in the playoffs. Let me go before this, right? That year they won 29 games. Hold on. The year before that, bro, I'm going to keep cooking you, bro. Like you ain't. They had Shane Battier, who was one of the better wing perimeter defenders in the NBA. He was averaging double figures. They had Eddie Jones averaging double figures. They had Damon Stoudemire averaging double figures. He had Mike Miller on that team averaging double figures. They had Chucky Atkins averaging double figures. Bobby Jackson was on that team. The late Lorenzen Wright was on that team. Cut it out, man. Dante Jones was coming off the bench.
Now, with the roster that you ran off, talk about who they were going up against. Go ahead, Ticket.
Hold up, but Ticket, before you do
that, hold on. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it to you one more time. I'm going to say it to you one more time. I didn't talk about winning a series, brother. I said he couldn't win a game.
Right. So talk about who they were going up against. Go ahead.
I don't care, bro. I don't care if they was going against Aunt Jemima. Hold on. Watch this. This what kills your whole narrative. Even AI got a game off Kobe and Shaq. You're done. Put this dude in the casket, man. He's over with. Even AI got a game off Kobe and Shaq. You mean to tell me all those years? Here's
why that logic doesn't work. Here's why the Allen Iverson logic doesn't work. Number one, Allen Iverson played on the Philadelphia 76ers, who played against the Milwaukee Bucks on a Sunday in Game 7. The Lakers, when they saw them that Wednesday, 3 days later, hadn't played in 10 days. Who would you rather fight, Ticket? Would you rather go up against somebody who just got finished whooping somebody's ass or somebody who's been sitting around? Because I'll tell you who I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight the dude. I don't want to fight the dude.
Chill. Stop making excuses. The man did not win a playoff game.
Right.
Before he played with Kobe, hold on. I want you to think about something. Because, hey, Fluent, get your boy Fluent. Because this man sat up here. This man's a big liar, bro. Listen what he said when he was done. He said that Kobe Bryant really wasn't the one that was getting power off like that. Kobe was the only one that was pushing power like that. And here's the proof.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was Kobe Bryant wasn't. I said Kobe Bryant wasn't getting power off like Steve Nash was getting Amare Stoudemire off. That's what I said. Don't make it sound like those two things are the same thing because they're not.
Hey, listen. Once again, he couldn't win a playoff game. The year he went to Kobe, he went straight to the NBA Finals. That's all you need to know. And don't tell me they have a team. Like I said, I didn't say win a series. I said win a game, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Ticket, because if I remember correctly, because now it's coming back to me. So if I remember correctly, so when they lost, let me make sure I remember.
They got swept by Dallas. They got swept by Dirk. They couldn't win a game against Dirk.
So not only did they get swept by the Dallas Mavericks, this is the Western Conference champion who swept them. That's number one. Number two, Pau Gasol was leading them in points. He was 20-8 that series. You know who was the second leading scorer on that team that year, if I'm not mistaken, in the playoffs? It was Eddie Jones. You know what Eddie Jones was averaging? And by the way, Eddie Jones at that point was in year 14. He was averaging 10 points. My second best player in the playoffs is giving me 10 points a game. Who am I beating playing against anybody where my second best player is giving me 10 points a game? Who, by the way, is in year 14? Go ahead, Ticket. I'm all in.
Chilltown. Hey, hold on, Chilltown. That's not my fault.
Oh, so now it's not
hold on, Chilltown. That's 1 year. What about all the other years he got swept?
It's the player choice way. That them boys don't get it started. The player choice way.